guys, I just wanted to make a quick video about a couple of things. I'm gonna try and be as quick as possible. The first thing is about Max and vocabulary. So Ethan, this part is for you. Max did an amazing job on the vocabulary words that you left. I think after the very first week, he was using the word pair. He told me he saw a pair of, I don't remember if it was Fords or Toyotas, but there were two gray ones. And he told me he saw a pair of them, which was pretty awesome. So it's definitely working. The only reason I took them down is so we could add new words. I think that actually we can add 3 new words on Monday, every Monday. And then if we just save the cards after he goes through a certain number of words, maybe 10 or 15, then we can just kind of cycle back through a couple of times and make sure he knows the words, and then we can move on again. And I really think it's going to be good to just improve his general knowledge and what he kind of knows in terms of vocab. So that was really good. Elena, this next part is about social studies and science. Ethan, though, if you ever do social studies and science, then this would be for you too. I printed out some social studies and science themes and some vocabulary and then a couple of activity suggestions. I just wanted to make a video to make sure that you didn't think like I have them numbered, and then I just explained a little. I don't want you to feel like you have to do number 1 and then a couple of days later do number 2 and then a couple of days 3. You could spend a whole week. I mean, you can spend as long as you want doing the same activity and, you know, the same kind of topics. My goal for social studies and science is really different from last year in that I don't want him to have to parrot back a correct answer in order to move forward. I just want him to really engage and show, like, behaviorally that he can kind of have a conversation with you about it, that he's listening. So I thought you would just approach it not like work, almost like, Max, let's take a break. I have something really exciting I want to share with you. I want to talk to you about, like, one of the things I have down is how, like, life is different on different continents. So you might be like, I want to show you what life is like in Africa. It is so different than it is here. And maybe that first day you bring it up, you say that, and you just focus on animals and you show him a couple, like an elephant and a giraffe and a zebra. And then you make sure he knows, like, we can see them at a zoo here, but in Africa, they actually roam around on the plains. And then you're gonna have to tell him what a plane is because he won't know. And then that's it. I would leave it at that. And then the next day I would probably go over it again and maybe show him a couple of different animals and just really drive home certain concepts. And for that, it would be, you know, life is different on different continents. And you want to use really simple language. You want to work in really short bursts. So maybe 10 minutes at the most, unless you're doing a fun activity, in which case you can spend as long as you want. And just a lot of visuals. So that's where your phone or the computer really come in handy. And I would just act really excited, like it's something you want to show him at first. And then when you get into more activity type things, which I gave some suggestions, when you get into that kind of thing, you know, then it's okay, Max, come to the table, but I'm hoping he carries the enthusiasm over and looks at it less like work and more like, oh, we're gonna do something fun. So there's that, and I gave some suggestions. I want you to feel like you can take as long as you want on each thing, and really, and like, don't worry about asking him questions or data. I think the best data you can take is probably the behavioral data, as far as how, like, is he engaged? Is he on topic? Is he focusing? Is he having that joint attention where you're showing him things and he's looking without talking about trains and dinosaurs? I think that would be really good, because one of the goals is to expand his knowledge so that he can kind of have better interactions with others. So there's that. If you have any questions about any of the things that I left, I did print on some, like, paper activities from Teacher Pay Teacher, and he can do those too eventually. I think that I put them in the social studies and science box, But if I didn't, then I'm gonna have to find them. So just kind of take a peek in there, and then if you just want to read through some of the stuff that I wrote, these are just suggestions for you. And then the only other thing, I can see that he started folding shirts. I think that's the first thing it looks like that he's doing. Oh, the only other thing, if you have time, if there's no time, let me know and I'm not gonna leave it. But I can leave piles of laundry for Max. And one other thing he can practice is putting away his laundry. So after I have folded it, he can put it where it goes. Just because I'm the one who folds and puts away things now. And every time I go in his room, there's tons of like scrunched up things where they shouldn't be. So I'm not concerned that it's scrunched up, but when he puts like shirts where pants go and long sleeve shirts where short sleeve shirts go, it just makes it hard to find certain things. And then when he wants to wear a certain thing, it just gets crazy. So and I know he's the one doing that. So he can practice maybe putting his clothes back in the correct. And if you're not sure, I can always label. I did buy myself a label maker. Haven't opened it yet, but if you want me to label, the only reason I haven't done that already is because he's just going to peel the labels off. So you might have to really kind of look in order to know where the things go. But of course, if you have any questions, just let me know. And if there's no time for that, don't worry about it. That was it. I think this video was pretty quick. Yay. Thanks, guys.